Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another STARCAST brought to you by Bisqit. Here we are again, doing some ladder play with my boy Butters in the Bronze League, trying to move his way up and get some feedback from myself and the community. So here we are, we've got Butters playing as Zerg. I think that's what all you're going to see out of him, because I don't think he even, well, he knows how to play Protoss, but I don't think you're going to see much out of him. I think he's really trying to focus Zerg and see how it goes. Playing against Mason, the Terran down here in the bottom right, so they are cross mop, wow, that's twice, cross map spawning, or I could have said cross mop spawning, anyhow. So here we go, we're going to see how it goes. Again, Bronze League, so expect to see errors. This is not high level play, but the intention is to see them improve over time, and by them I mean him, Butters. See Butters improve over time, hopefully with just his own learning curve, as well as my feedback, your feedback, any feedback you want to give him. So we've got a wall off starting over here out of Mason. Smart, he knows he's playing a Zerg. And Butters going out to get some scouting information. I like this. I like scouting. Information is win. So yeah, just straight SDV builds over here, and straight drone builds over here. I don't think he did the extractor trick. Oh, he did do the extractor trick, as I saw that a second ago. So Butters, no idea where he's going at this point. Just looking around the map and trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, straight into a barracks and another supply depot to complete the wall off over here. Very smart. Knows he's up against Zerg. If you're watching Game 1, the previous cast, and I may actually label these like a sequest. I can't think of the word right now because I've been drinking. No, I haven't. I was at work all day. But the last game, the guy did the wall off with 3 supply depots, and that was completely the wrong way to do it. So this is the right way to do it. This guy obviously knows at least a little bit more what he's doing. So yeah, but Butters getting the scout information. You know, there's barracks down, so you know he's going to be building something. He's not just supply depoting up or going into a fast expand without a barracks, which would be really stupid, but happens. And yeah, good job on the scout. Okay, what does Mason know? Mason doesn't know anything. He only knows that Butters is a Zerg, and he's got a Marine on the field. So this is already way better out of Mason over here. And Butters doing spawning pool Evo chamber. I guess I'll bring up the production tab, make sure I don't lose track of stuff. So yeah, I guess maybe we're going for mass Zergling out of Butters, although he's got the double gas, so maybe he's going into, and now he's going Expo. So he sees the wall off with the barracks. He's getting some more scouting information, which is good. This is good, Butters. Keep checking on that. Make sure you check to see if he puts down a tech lab or a reactor. You may not be able to see this far into the wall to see that he's putting down a tech lab, but if you did, you could get some more information out of it. Anyway, we got 3 racks for the tech lab. So maybe Marine Marauder build, or maybe he's just going for combat shield at some point. But yeah, Butters going for early upgrades on this and the hatch. So I'm kind of feeling like he's going to go with a lot of Zerglings, or transfer this over into a Roach Baneling. Do Banelings benefit from the ground armor? I don't know. But yeah, armor's a good upgrade to get. I agree with the armor decision if you're seeing Marines, because armor is going to be your biggest benefit when working against Marines, because they do such little damage so frequently. It really adds up over time how much total damage they do. So I think that's the right upgrade. This guy, Mason, he's going into command center, and Butters hatch is about to pop. Drone's ready to go. Is the Queen going to inject? Got enough energy. Oh, there's the inject, and yeah, he just did the inject. Alright, so keeping up on injects, good. You passed that, a little check mark. And what do we got going over here? We got concussive shell. So we are going to see the Bio Ball Marine Marauder out of Mason over here, and I think Butters knows that's coming because he saw the barracks, hasn't really seen much else out of him. He could probably poke up and see that there's Marauders on the field. I don't think he's known that yet. But Butters is doing a little macro. No spine crawlers up, but let's see what we got going on. Just 2 queens. So no real army to speak of. Mason right now has 7 Marines and 2 Marauders. Butters has, I would say, not even really a macro lead, but he's looking all right. He's got a diverse build that he could do anything out of right now. He's got a good amount of gas stored up. Not quite sure what his plan is to spend this gas on. Maybe he's going to go mutas in a little bit. I mean, Zergling speed's finishing up, but he's got to use that gas on something, I would think. Still just droning up. No real army to speak of. And going into lair tech at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. I do not know if that is behind, because I don't know it well enough, but keep in mind you went into lair tech at 7:30. This guy's got an army on the field. He's got 4 Marauders, 7 Marines, and I feel like if he pushed in with it, he could win right now. So, we're going to see how this works out. He's got an army, you don't, but you've got 3 Queens on the field. Creep spread starting out. The food count's, I mean, even enough, 41, 49. You've got plenty of larvae down that you can build stuff with. Your money's getting a little high right now. Not quite sure what that's about. Mason's looking pretty strong. He's got full-time production going on. He's got his upgrades. And he's putting down the command center. So, command center coming down. Going to get the expo. He's getting air defense. He's playing, I'd say, very conservatively, very safe. All this air defense, and he doesn't even know if you have mutas yet. And here we go. Let's see how these Zerglings do, or what they do. They're just getting vision, just hanging out. Because Mason's got a pretty decent army, and it would be good to know that. All right, so he's going to push out. He's going to do his bunker placement, and then follow the command center out. Pretty standard expo when you got the bio ball. As Terran, we got creep spread coming across the map. It's looking pretty good. Definitely beneficial for the amount of Zerglings I think you're going to have. Your money is way too high. Butter's money right now, and I'm sorry I keep saying you. I should speak probably a little bit more to the audience and use Butters as the term to talk about him. Lots of money. Macro hatch going down. Okay, that's something. That's a good money dump. I like it. Maybe could have done it earlier. Still way too much money. Definitely need to spend it. Saving up larvae for mutas, maybe? Do you have the double gas? You're going to run out of gas if you go mutas. That's not going to work. But 32 Zerglings on the way. So lots of Zerglings. But I'm looking at this and the mix, especially with the bunkers. I just don't think pure Zergling is going to be enough to take this out. Bio ball, if microed correctly and you can just move them around, get a nice choke going on a lot of these different spots, especially with the bunker. I just feel like that's going to get crushed if you attack. But, I mean, do you really know what's going on yet? You still only know what's at the gate. Okay, you do know about the bunker. Because I guess you scouted with that, which is really smart. Okay, so drone goes down. But now you know his army size, so that's smart. Totally worth the drone to know what he's coming at you with. And how do you react? You get Zerg Ground Armor 2, which is actually a good upgrade for this. That's a really good upgrade against Bio Ball. But what else are you doing? You got tons and tons. 38 more Zerglings. So you're going pure Zergling. I mean, you could just try and out-macro him. Your supply counts are about the same. So he could try and just out-macro him right here. And I'm sorry I keep saying you. I don't mean to be speaking directly at him, but that's just what I'm doing. But yeah, Butters is going pure Zergling against Bio Ball. I just don't think like that's the right counter. He saw that the drone got killed by Mason with this Bio Ball, so he kind of knows the army comp that's coming at him. And now he's got tanks rolling into the mix. We got Siege Tech and Terran Infantry armor and an armory coming down, so we're going to get some higher tech units out of Mason over here. Butters still just doing Queens, Ground Carapace, and making no army. Tons of money right now. You got two options with this much money. Build expensive stuff, make expensive upgrades, or expand like crazy. You could expand with this much money. I mean, you could expand 6 times, right? Yeah, that's the math on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could have 75% of the map right now, just with the money that you have. All right, going into Baneling. That is at least a step in the right direction. Baneling, Zergling. Could do a epic just bust if you went straight through these trees. Siege Tank's going to kind of mess up your Banelings quite a bit. but I mean, it's possible. This could work. Not feeling super confident about it, but we'll see how it plays out. Macro hatch up, getting in checks. That's good. Helps you spend the money faster. Still way too much money. You got over 2,000. Oh, what'd you just spend it on? Ventral sacks. That couldn't cost that much. 13 overlords. Okay, so you got supply capped, and then you went for 13 overlords at once. Complete overkill. You got so much money, though. Can't really be too hard on you, but I would expand rather than 13 overlords. Alright, so your army's gathering up in the center. And I'm sorry to keep saying you again. I'm going to apologize this whole cast. Swear to God. But Terran just totally hunkering down, bunkering down. You know how I do it. And he's got a really good defensive posture here. Sticking with just straight bio with a little bit of tech behind it. I mean, he's got a couple medevacs and a siege tank with siege mode. Looking pretty strong. What is it, army? Armies are about even. Butters is a little bit behind, but as far as minerals, a little behind. But just look at the count, 132 to 94 right here. And he's got the income to support it. I mean, with the command centers, you don't have the expos to keep up with his 2-base income. 2-base versus 2-base, even with a proxy, or not a proxy. Proxy hatch? No. Macro hatch? That's what I'm looking for. Not going to be able to keep up. You got to stay 1 base ahead of the Terran. Alright, so what's coming out of Butters? This just went up big time. 60 Zerglings at once. 2 Mutalisks. Okay, Mutalisks are closer to what you need, but he's got a bunch of air defense you don't know about. So you're... and by the bunch, I mean a bunch. Wow, look at all that. So there's no way you're going to break down into the main mineral line. Your only option is the Expo mineral line, which is fine, because the main mineral line's pretty much mined out at this point in the game. 16 minutes in, no major engagements. So yeah, you could harass back here, pull his army back, and then maybe bust down the front. A little dual prong attack. You got a pretty decent army if you're just going to roll straight into it. Zerglings, I'm not sure about the mixture. What do you guys feel is the best mixture between Baneling and Zergling? I kind of feel like Baneling in this, a huge bio-ball scenario, mass Baneling would be more effective. Because if you go 1 for 1, like, you're just winning out based on production rate. I mean, Zerg at this point. Okay, good. Expo, I like this. 34 more Zerglings in production. This is going to be crazy. Tons and tons and tons of minerals still stocked up. I would expand like crazy already. Multiple expansions at this point. But wow. Okay, so the armies are getting closer to even. I don't know if we're waiting for max out. The Terran probably is, because that's a safer thing to do. Terran's getting all kinds of upgrades. Armor level 2, weapons level 2. He's getting his first Thor out on the field. So what does he know? He does not know anything, but he's just sitting back in a defensive posture and doing what he can. Here we have late game scout, waste of a Baneling on Mason, and here comes the army. We got mutas. Probably pester him with mutas right on the mineral line. Pester with some mutas right over here. Draw them out back, and then blow in the front door. I think that's your best. Or wait, do you have ventral sacks? You do, don't you? You have ventral sacks. You could do a drop. 13 overlords. Boom. Baneling drop. Well, maybe not so much with the air, but you could do a Baneling drop over this onto the high ground. Get inside the base. Do some Baneling Zergling drop. And here we go. Butter's going straight at the front door. Zergling first. Does he pull in the Mutalisks? No. And yeah, just trying to knock down the front door. Bunkers go down. Zerglings sprinting around everywhere. Banelings hit, but they didn't hit a solid core. Everything's low. Everything's looking real low for Mason, but not enough died. So yes, okay, this is the right reaction. Tons of Banelings. That's what you need. Mutalisks harassing the Expo. The third base, okay, he's splitting up his army. He knows how to deal with this. So Mason kind of knows how to react to this with his third down. Butters has his Expo going pretty well, looking pretty good. Should definitely expand more. Still 2,400 minerals, way too many minerals for you, Butters. And here we go. Now this is what I was looking for. This is what we should have done earlier. Some muta harass on an exposed mineral line, even if it's just to annoy the crap out of him. It's going to work. Now he's going to pull his army back. His focus is going to be back. And... oh, mutas. get out of there, are they? Only chance is to run through the main. Maybe just bug a couple on the here, but no, leader goes down. Alright, so really strong defensive posture out of Mason right here. He's really going for the macro game. He's keeping his mineral count and his gas count pretty damn low. He's got a 100 supply lead on Butters right now. Butters is sitting on way too many minerals, 3,800 minerals right now. With how defensive Mason's being, the only way to get ahead of this is if Butters macros up right now, getting 3 or 4 or 5 hatcheries and just hoping that he can wait it out and max out again. Alright, here's the baneling drop. They don't have the speed. Or is there banelings in there? Yeah. Here's the baneling drop. I just guessed that because I figured that's what he'd do. Makes the most sense. Baneling drop maybe coming in. He saw these turrets down here. Not sure if he knows how extensive they are, but he knows they wrap around here, so maybe he's thinking he can get it on the top side of the main. A little baneling drop. And Butters going... I'm sorry, I just got rid of the tab. Ultralisk. Okay, he's putting down an Ultralisk Cavern, which could be good against this. I mean, with the armor upgrades that you have already, Ultralisks are just going to get tickled by Marines, which is going to be great. You're going to need a ton of them, though, because you are 100 supply behind with way too many minerals right now. Mason looks like he has complete map control, macro lead. He's got, let's look at the economy. He's got the economy lead. He's lost way less in the form of units. He's been way more efficient. And yeah, his army size just in minerals alone is almost double. But this is okay. This is a little delayed, but this is the right move. Double hatch expand. He's still got the 3 with the macro. He should even go for more at this point. He's got 5,000 minerals stored up. I mean, even if you just create millions and trillions of drones and make spine crawlers all over the entire map and spore crawlers all over the entire map, or just hatches all over the entire map just to slow them down like a wall, anything is better than just pooling up 4,000 resources. So I really expect Butters to not do well if Mason engages right now. Does not have nearly enough army to handle this, and I'm not quite sure what Mason is waiting on. Maybe we'll see him move out soon. He has to know he's got the lead on this, although his scouting, still nothing. He has not scouted any of Butters' buildings. He's just sitting back and doing his own thing, which is actually working out in his favor. But yeah, that baneling drop just got completely knocked down, totally ineffective. I don't know if Butters was paying attention and didn't see it, but yeah, that did nothing. So here comes Mason. Pushing in, I'll follow the medevacs because they can't get hurt anyway. Mason pushing in, and if he pushes in with this force, it should be just GG in a matter of minutes. So let's follow this and see what goes on. Oh, I want to follow the interesting stuff. Healing up with this medevacs, tons of energy on the medevacs. Plenty to heal this up. Maybe not super quickly, but it'll get done eventually. Butters pooling up his whole army, sees it coming, has vision because of the creep. He doesn't really know. Mason doesn't really know what's going on, but I don't know that he has to at this point. Okay, Butters making as much as he can, getting a little bit closer in the supply count. Got to get it up really quick. In my opinion, this is going to be over in just a minute if he pushes in. I don't know exactly why he's waiting. He could easily just do a drop up here onto the high ground and make this game over. But here we go. An actual engagement. Spinecrawler is not quite popped yet. Couple on the field. Poking at Marines. Baneling's getting there. Great Baneling hits on the front line. Great Baneling hits all around. They keep rolling in. He may be able to clear up this initial force. Unbelievably close. He almost took everything out with some amazing Baneling hits. There was really no micro at all out of Mason, but Butters' army fell. He's now at a 60 supply loss right now, or he's behind 60 supply, I guess you could say, and I just don't see Butters recovering from this. His main expo falls, if you can call something a main expo. A couple Zerglings coming in here to poke, but yeah, Butters GG's out of this pretty quick, and that's just the end of the game. So, You got my commentary throughout. I tried to keep things a little more about what was happening rather than my comments this game. Not quite sure how you're going to like the mix. But my overall comments for this game, again, this is bronze on bronze. My first comment is Mason was better than your previous opponent. Right off the bat, you could tell, just based on his build order. He kind of had things mapped out a lot more than your previous opponent. He was extremely, extremely defensive and sat back and did not engage. He didn't even scout you. I don't know if you noticed that at all, Butters, but your only chance in this was to out macro him, which is tons and tons of bases, and because that's what he was doing. He was sitting back and defensively macroing. If you just went and macroed the crap way faster than him, I feel like you would have had a chance. But this game was over, in my opinion, over 10 minutes ago, and Mason was just being extremely conservative in destroying you. So my opinion, in this situation, you didn't macro fast enough. You had way too many resources pooled up, and you should have macroed. So work on that, and I will catch you guys on the next cast. Keep watching, and we'll see if Butters gets better. He experimented with a couple things this time. That's the first time I've ever seen him put Banelings into Overlords and actually attempt to possibly do something. So that's a good step. It's very, very powerful when used correctly. So that, plus I think he needs to work on a little bit of Muta, two-prong harass. I think that would really benefit. So catch you guys on the next cast. Peace.